You know that feeling, right? January hits, you're fired up with all these big financial plans, and then, poof, by February, it's like it never happened. Well, you are definitely not alone in that. Welcome to Radical Finance. Today, we are completely tossing out those stressful, doomed-to-fail resolutions. Instead, we're building a real, sustainable, year-long plan for financial health. This isn't about some quick fix. It's about a total transformation in how we handle our money. All right, let's dive in.
I mean, it's a story we all know way too well. January 1st comes and you are filled with this incredible ambition. You've got the spreadsheets, you've got the apps, you've got a grand plan to save a ton of money and crush all your debt. But then, well, life happens, doesn't it? The car needs a new alternator, that initial motivation starts to fade, and by the time February rolls around, that intense energy is just gone. If you've been on that roller coaster of excitement and then frustration, you are absolutely in the right place. But here's the real question. What if the problem isn't you? What if it's the entire approach we've been taught?
And that brings us to our very first big idea, what I like to call the resolution trap. See, we're taught to believe that these huge, all-or-nothing changes are the only way to get ahead. But honestly, when it comes to our money, this super high-pressure approach often sets us up to fail before we even start. It really is a trap, and today, we're going to learn how to sidestep it for good.
This slide just nails the core problem. Over on the left, you've got the classic New Year's resolution. It's all about stress, guilt, and this feeling of failure. It's like being on a treadmill of punishment that leads nowhere. But then you look to the right and you see a completely different path, financial self-care. This isn't about some temporary punishment. It's a sustainable, year-round practice that's actually rooted in wellness. Shifting from that feeling of, I have to do this, to I'm doing this for me is the absolute key to breaking that cycle.
So how do we actually make that shift? How do we escape the trap? Well, it all starts with changing how we think about this stuff. What if checking in on your money felt less like a horrible chore you have to do and more like a genuine act of taking care of yourself? That's the new mindset we're diving into. And believe me, it is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about.
So what in the world is financial self-care? Let's define it. As you see here, it's the practice of financial maintenance as part of a year-round wellness routine. Okay, let's break that down. Think about it. You don't just go to the gym on January 1st, right? You try to make it a consistent part of your life. You don't just eat a salad once and call it healthy eating. This is the exact same idea, just applied to your money. We're turning it from a source of stress into an empowering, vital part of your overall well-being.
And this right here says it all. We are trading that frantic, exhausting sprint for a steady, manageable pace that you can keep up all year long. Trust me, consistency will always beat short-term intensity. If this idea of a financial marathon instead of a sprint is starting to click for you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps us know we're on the right track with you.
Okay, so this new mindset, it sounds great in theory, but how do we actually put it into practice? This brings us to the single most important, most actionable part of this entire blueprint. It's the one habit that ties everything else together. I am talking about the monthly money date.
Here it is, the core action. Schedule a recurring monthly money date with yourself to review your vitals. I just love the term money date. It's so deliberate and so powerful. This isn't a financial audit or a stressful budget meeting. It's positive, dedicated time that you set aside to connect with your financial life, just like you would with any other important relationship you want to nurture.
And how much time are we talking about for this life-changing habit? Just 1 hour. That is it. 1 hour once a month. I mean, come on, we all have 1 hour. That's less time than it takes to watch a movie or get lost scrolling through your phone. The barrier to entry here is so low. But the potential return on that tiny investment of time, it is absolutely massive. It makes the whole thing feel possible, doesn't it?
Okay, so you've done it. You've blocked out 1 hour in your calendar for your very first money date. Now what? What do you actually do during that time? Let's get into the practical blueprint. We're going to walk you through a super simple, super effective self-care checklist so you know exactly what to do step by step. You know, the real beauty of the money date is just how simple it is. It's a 4-step dance. First up, schedule it. And I mean really schedule it. Treat it like an unbreakable appointment with future you. Second, review vitals. This is just getting a clear, no-judgment snapshot of where things stand. Third, set one goal. Not 10 goals, just one small, achievable target for the next month. And finally, and this one is so important, acknowledge progress. You have to celebrate the wins, no matter how small, because that's what builds momentum. This simple little structure is your secret weapon for staying consistent without ever feeling overwhelmed.
So let's zoom in on step 2, which is really the heart of the money date, reviewing vitals. Look, this does not have to be scary or complicated. It can be as simple as this. First, just check your account balances. See what the numbers are. No judgment, just information. Second, take a quick look at your spending from last month. Any surprises? Anything you feel really good about. Third, track your debt payoff. If you're paying something down, just look at the progress you've made. And finally, confirm your savings contributions. Did that automatic transfer happen? Yep, that's it. It's a check-in, not a deep dive forensic investigation.
And this might be the most important takeaway of all. The goal here is not perfection. You're going to have months where you overspend. You'll have months where you don't save as much as you wanted. That's called life, and it's completely okay. The real win is just showing up for that appointment you made with yourself. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Showing up every single month, good or bad, is what builds the habit and creates that long-term, unstoppable momentum.
You know, I'd really love to hear from you on this. Does breaking it down into this simple little checklist make the whole idea of a money date feel more doable? Let us know in the comments. And tell me this, what's the single biggest thing that stopped you from regularly checking in on your finances in the past? Your answer could be the exact thing someone else in this community needs to read today. All right, let's zoom out for a second. We've talked about the mindset shift. We've talked about the simple monthly action. But what's the end game here? Where does this simple 1-hour-a-month habit actually take you? Well, it leads to achieving a state of permanent financial wellness.
This chart just shows it all so perfectly. That inconsistent all-or-nothing approach gives you a quick spike, sure, but then it fizzles out and you end up back where you started. But the consistent approach, it looks like a staircase. Each monthly money date is just one small step up, but over a year and then over several years, those small steps add up to massive, sustainable growth. It's the magic of compounding, but for your habits, not just your money. So, if you take one thing away from our time together, let it be this. We are talking about something so much deeper than just a budget. A budget is a tool, right? It tells your money where to go. This blueprint, this whole mindset is about changing your entire relationship with money. It is a system designed from the ground up to lower your anxiety, build your confidence, and create a real, lasting sense of financial peace.
Wow, we've covered a lot, from escaping that resolution trap to the nuts and bolts of the monthly money date. If this blueprint has given you a new way to look at things, or maybe just one clear action you can take, please help support our channel and hit that like button. And hey, if you know someone who just gets totally stressed out by money, maybe share this explainer with them. It could be the exact thing they need to hear to start their own journey.
And so I'll leave you with this final, empowering thought. This isn't about needing more time or more money to get started. It's about using what you already have. Just think about it. What could happen if you dedicated just one single hour every month to calmly and consciously connecting with your financial life? Imagine the clarity, the confidence, the peace of mind that small, consistent action could build for you over the next year. The potential is truly limitless. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. If you're ready to schedule your first money date and start building that healthier, more sustainable relationship with your finances, make sure you subscribe to Radical Finance for more clear, actionable strategies just like this one. We're here to help you get there. We'll see you next time.